All right, so you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna read off some comments, I believe, right?
Yeah, I got a couple here. It's
Okay.
they're interesting comments though. From the
Yeah.
first episode and from the second episode. I don't even know if we're gonna call them episode, but from the first two videos.
Okay.
But
Go right
it's
ahead.
pretty interesting though. I guess we're gonna keep talking about the dream stuff. It's pretty interesting. But this one said, I've also heard you cannot actually read in your dreams. You dream with one side of your brain, and the other is the one that's used for reading. What do you believe is reading in a dream? What you believe is reading in a dream is actually your brain telling you what it says, and you believing what you read it that you read it. That's pretty weird.
Yeah, I saw that one too, and I was really trying to understand what he was going for there, but yeah, let me get a little closer, and I really couldn't. I don't know. I couldn't make it at least make sense for me.
I, I
What I
could
was.
I
Go
could
ahead.
kind of I could kind of decipher a little bit here. I think that he's saying basically you can't read, and your brain is telling you that something's in a book in a dream, but it's really not there because the words are not really there. I've actually never read in a dream, by the way, so that's one thing.
I have on a couple occasions, but what I think it might be, I believe. I mean, I'd have to do research, obviously. Not a scientist. No one think that I'm thinking I know what I'm talking about here. But
Yeah, we're just
I'd like
bullshitting.
to believe. Yeah, just fair disclosure. We're not professionals, but I think that it is very similar to the faces. We don't program or create any faces. It's all based on what we see, no matter what, no matter when we saw it. And shit, if you could say, because I know I saw something. It wasn't on one of your videos, but I saw something about because I looked up something on dreams, and someone was saying, well, as a baby, we weren't really around people, and I had dreams as a young kid with a bunch of
Yeah,
faces. I'm like, well, if it's not a fucking memory from someone else in your family, because I guess some shit can get passed through DNA, which goes to Assassin's Creed. But aside from that, I'm like, some fucking where along zero to wherever the fuck you were, you saw some faces because we don't make up faces. Because
hmm
it's like even like a couple of the comments, including one guy in yours, was talking about how the faces he has, he doesn't, I guess, really remember them, so they are blurred. They're very blurry faces.
yeah. That's the thing with me too. Like I don't really remember the faces so well, but I'm gonna skip through a lot of these questions
Mhm.
because since we're talking about faces, there's one here that I looked into, and it's pretty creepy. It says, "I heard that if you dream that you are falling, well, I'm gonna skip that part. I'm just gonna go into the part that he says, but you also should search up on YouTube this man. Have you ever
Okay.
searched that up? This man?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so it's a little creepy because apparently more than 2,000 people have dreamed with the same person. And if you search this man, you'll find it's a guy with very thick eyebrows. And a lot of people have said that they've dreamed with him about him. They've seen him in their dreams, and there's a bunch of theories. A lot of people are saying that he might be a dream surfer. He might be somebody even said he might be God. And another person even said that
A
uh,
god, a demon, a bunch of
he
different shit.
that he could be also, yeah, that he could be a person also that just mastered how to go from dream to dream. So it's a
What's so fucked up is that now that I've seen this face, I'll dream of it, but I haven't seen this face
Yeah,
ever.
me either in the dreams. But I've seen like it's pretty creepy that so many people identified him. And they drew him different rooms. These people didn't know each other in different places, different countries, and they drew the same exact man. That's pretty weird, right?
It is.
This man. So, let me see right here. One person, a lot of people were writing about stuff that they dreamed and then later on came out to be true.
Mm.
Kind of like what happened with me. It's strange. It's like it's
It's
almost
almost
like,
like having a vision.
yeah, it's almost like powers or something, like a fortune teller or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't really
You know,
believe in that.
but to an extent, you feel like there may be some form of way of doing that. I saw a comment. I kind of, not to call it bullshit, but I kind of felt like it was bullshit because he's like, that had to be a coincidence, and I'm like, It's really kind of hard to drum up a lot of that shit as a coincidence. It's really hard to feel like you go into a second body experience, go to the front window, actually go back to your body, come to the front window, and everything kind of matches the fuck up, but it's 100% accurate. Like, coincidence would be, oh, well, he's actually wearing an orange shirt, not a blue one. That's a coincidence. No. When
Yeah.
everything matches to the T and then you're fully awake at this point, it wasn't a dream. That's really hard to drum up as a coincidence, and I won't call it a coincidence. I mean, granted, it's not some shit that I've mastered to this point where I could just fucking do it, but I just wouldn't call that a coincidence. That's
Yeah.
too.
That's like calling
That's
that's like calling what I did, like my dream, a coincidence with the hat. There's no
yeah.
way. What kind of fucking
That's
if it's a coincidence, that's a fucking crazy ass coincidence.
yeah. That's a hell of a coincidence, and it is not in the circumstances where, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry if I keep looking off to the distance. I'm just thinking, but it's like if you were to subconsciously do it, you had no control over that. You left the house. Someone
Yeah.
else did that to the battery. You didn't tell them
Yeah.
about it, and look at what happened. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you had this dream, thought it
Mhm.
was weird, forgot about it, and then you just so happen to do some shit, and it's like, oh, I got acid on my hat. No, absolutely no control, and some
Yeah.
shit happened. And I mean, it's like at best you could try to call that a coincidence, but even then, it's
It's
kind of like, yeah, no, it's really
scary.
kind of not. It's kind of freaky.
But that's not the only time that I've dreamed something like that, though. I've had dreams similar to you, like what you mentioned in the last video that we did, where I dreamed about a certain person and I saw that person in the street, though. I was walking with my wife and I saw that person in the street and I could have sworn. I'm going to sound crazy right now, but I don't
Hmm.
care what people say. Okay? So that we saw that guy in the street. I saw that guy in the street, and I thought, "Yo, that's the guy." And I swear he looked at me in a weird way, and he's walking this way. This gives me goosebumps because it freaks me out. So he's walking this way. We're walking that way, right?
Hmm.
When we keep walking this way, we walk a couple blocks. So we were walking somewhere like 7, 8 blocks. When we get almost near there, the same guy walk again this way.
Yeah, chances are that wasn't a guy.
Yeah, like how could he walk? He would have to have ran around 8 blocks and come back this way. And I fucking freaked out, dude. I freaked out. But then my wife was like, it might be that he looks similar. I was like, no, it's the same fucking
That or
person.
somebody just picked him up and brought him around the corner. I mean, the
But
cool
I
the
saw him
thing
in
the
my
things
dream.
that you yeah, I know, and it's like those are the things that you could even the only real conclusion is that somebody he busted a fucking sprint or somebody picked him up, but then it's like why, how, and just why,
Well,
you know?
it brings up a good conversation that I saw a comment. I don't know if it was in one of my videos. I think it was maybe in the other video on Weirdest News. Someone said that shadow people are people that are just stuck in another dimension, like a parallel universe, something like that. And then, so maybe some of them leak over, if that's true.
Well, the issue that I kind of have with that is that I feel like what a lot of the parallel this is something I wanted to get into the other day, and this really comes down to the whole parallel universe and alternate universe, is that a lot of the time with the imagination going so far with it, people never fail to take away our universe being like the dominant universe. Why are they stuck and we aren't stuck,
Okay.
and to kind of expand on that a little bit, it's like, for instance, if a shadow person is so-called stuck in another realm, why is he in the corner right here, but I'm sitting in a chair in the middle of my room? Shouldn't he be like in the middle of my fucking room or in a competent location that's not like phasing through the fucking wall in a spot that alternate universe, it's probably still a corner right there, Like if we're talking parallel, meaning that it's exactly symmetrical in our universe, but we're not connected on whatever undefined scale. And so it's kind of like how for me, I don't like that answer because it's like, then how come we don't appear in their world? How come they don't appear to be freaked out or at the very least curious? Why does it almost feel Because, I know for sure I don't see a fucking shadow figure and I'm like, who the fuck, what the fuck, or bulking the fuck up. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm going to stand here, I'm going to double check and make sure that that's not a fucking person. Then two, I'm going to sit here and I'm figuring it's in a fucking spirit, but I'm definitely not walking up on you like I'm the shit.
Well,
How come with, go
here's
ahead.
here's the thing. Have you ever thought that maybe we do visit them, and maybe our dreams are us visiting them?
Well, oh, that'd be a pretty good theory, but then it makes me wonder, what about the times when we're not dreaming?
What do you mean by that?
Like when you see them and you're not dreaming, you're not tired,
Uh,
you're
that's
fully
that's
awake.
that's a question to be answered. I don't know, but what is our dreams like? What if I once had when I was smaller. I think I told you this that when I was younger. Did I tell you this? I used to have reoccurring dreams with the same person. Did I
Hmm.
tell you this?
Yeah.
Okay, and this happened for years. And I used to call this guy my angel for some reason. Because I thought it was my angel. So this guy would come into my dreams and help me in my dreams. This is like for years, for years. My mother still remembers these things that I used to tell her. So he would come into my dreams and help me. And one of the dreams, he took me to a room. And in that room, he had a bunch of screens. And he was showing me what all of my family members were dreaming in the dream. I'm well aware that it's just a dream, but I'm just saying it's pretty interesting that what if it was more than just a dream, you know?
Hmm.
So he could tell me, and he would tell me where did I want to go. He was showing me everything that people were dreaming. So you imagine if that guy is this man,
Hmm.
but I don't remember his face. That's the thing, because to me it was blurry.
By the way, got a good theory on this man, by the way.
Okay, shoot away.
I honestly think what's happening with him is that, contrary to all the racial jokes, monkeys don't look like black people. Um, I think because when I look at his face, the
Hmm.
first thing I think is a chimpanzee or a monkey.
Okay.
And I like to think that what's happening is that with seeing monkeys, and they can sometimes have kind of like they have a humanoid face to an extent.
Okay.
But they're white. This man is a white man that kind of has monkey features on his face.
Like
I'm thinking there's
caveman.
like a caveman. I'm thinking what's happened is that there's kind of a mix up of a human face with a monkey face happening, and everyone is doing it because we all see monkeys. We've all been children and seen monkeys and little kid books and all this other shit, and then seeing people. I'm thinking it's just a correlation of we all have grown up seeing some of the exact same images, exact same drawings of the same animal, whether it was TV, books, etc.,
Okay.
and not really maintaining that face, but we all kind of create a face, if that makes any sense.
I get what you're
Because
saying, yeah. But
every so I'm looking at the different drawings, like how you said, there's different drawings of this man,
they're very
and they
close.
all are very. It's not even just the fact they're close. I think monkey, and then I feel like it's like when you see the face, it's kind of like the thing that our brain does when we read and things are not spelled properly. Like you could put TEH and have an entire sentence and a couple letters in the wrong place, and you can read it and it'll put it in the correct order so that you can read it the way you're supposed to read it.
Yeah, yeah,
It's kind of like they do the joke comments on YouTube. It's like, I bet you read this wrong, and
yeah.
then you go back and you're like, oh shit, yeah, I read it right, but I see that it's fucking wrong.
What do I
I
have the
feel like what
feeling that we're gonna
go
get
ahead.
a lot of those comments on this one?
We probably will. We probably will. And I just doomed us to it. But I feel like it's kind of that sense that people they get a face,
And they
and
associate it.
then they try to recreate this face, so like the brain tries to recreate the face or complete the face because it's missing portions. You see a monkey, you're dreaming a person, and you don't think monkey head on a human body. You're thinking face, so it automatically processes a human face, and it's incorrect, but it's based off something else that we've seen.
I
And
get you,
then,
but it sounds
you know,
crazy to me though. I don't know if we're all thinking about monkeys. I don't think so.
well, that's what I think. I don't think it's so much of thinking about monkeys. I just think it's so much of we see faces, and who's to say that the face that we see came from a human?
Okay.
So that's kind of where I'd get to. It's like and it's kind of like the dreams or I should say, the nightmares where I've seen like what felt like a demon, but it had no interest or couldn't get to me because I guess there's something protecting me, or that's, we're gonna get a lot of people in the comments saying how they don't believe in shit, but I don't care what you don't believe in or what you do
Yeah,
believe. I'm
we're
just
still
telling
going
you
to talk
experience.
about it.
We're
We're
gonna
still going to
talk.
talk about our experiences, and it's fine. Everyone has experiences, and everyone has a story that they know someone else won't believe,
You
and that's
know,
fine. Well, my theory about this man is that I don't think the monkey thing is a I respectfully disagree. I don't think that it's a monkey. I think you're on a good path. It makes
yeah,
sense,
it's just a theory.
Yeah, it makes sense though. But I think that my, never mind. My fucking idea is even worse. I think he's an alien. He's a fucking alien. Why not? He might be an alien that's just like traveling here, or he could be. Uh, One idea that I like the most is that science doesn't like because it's scientifically impossible for now. Is that there's someone out there that can jump through dreams, and
Well, I
the
don't think that's not hard to believe for me either.
if that's possible, then why has this man? I mean, I don't know what's the length of time that it's been going on. That would factor into whether it's a person or not. If it's been like 50 years or let's say 100 years and people have been dreaming about this guy, then that doesn't make sense. But if it's
You
been
know,
like a
I'd
30
say,
year,
you know what I'd say to that, and fuck, I'm leaning back so far. I know I'm
it's
not
all
even
right.
looking at the camera, but I can only imagine. With that one, uh, in a nutshell, so many things transcend language. And regardless of the time period when it was recorded, if the person is still alive or not, you can feel the influence, you can feel the passion, and it can move you, regardless of whether or not you agree with it. It can like really actually move you. And especially if what it is even has sprinkles of truth. It could be mostly a lie, mostly propaganda, or twisted and manipulated for evil agenda. It can move you if it has sprinkles of the truth because you're like, fuck, maybe he is onto something because of the way that it's presented. I think, and I mean, now granted, this is going into a whole dream thing because I've had dreams where I dream something happened. Somebody else is saying they dreamed something. Because, have you ever had the thing where you
Yes,
have a dream and there's someone else there
yes, I've had
and
that.
you
I've
go
had
through
that.
all this shit together and you're like, dude,
You freak me
did
out.
you dream about something like that? And then you're like,
I've had that,
yep,
dude.
we had the
I've
same
had
fucking
that,
dream.
dude.
I feel like, yeah, man.
I've had that. Not only have I had that, but my mother had that with her sister. But yeah, they had the same dream, and I've had that too. So it's pretty weird. Dreams are more than what we think. I think.
They are. I think a legitimate connection can happen while you dream, and that would explain seeing each other. And what I was trying to get at with this man, as pretty much is how he's referenced, which sounds so weird, but I think kind of what happens is like a historical figure who has a presence long after they're gone. And I'll fucking type in the chat because I'm like, fuck. I just, yeah, we're just not going to get too controversial. But let me see. Let me type that really quick. Um, if you go back and you watch some of those speeches or hear
Oh,
some of
you could
that,
say it. I don't care. It's
you
like
know,
for like Hitler, for example. Okay.
okay, yeah, perfect. What he does is very, which I think it's safe to say that the man was intelligent, but that doesn't mean his ideals, beliefs, or actions are justified or good in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
But the entire, if you go back and ever watch any of like his footage when he
Mm-hmm.
gives his speeches,
Yeah.
the way he pronunciates his words, all his arm movements, everything
Yeah.
that he does, it excites and
Yeah.
indulges the audience
That's what he
of
was known for.
however they're watching him. And the words that he speak, he'll sprinkle some truth about like there was a speech about the Jews and what they run, and this is shit. Maybe this could have been like a neo-Nazi back in the day. Who fucking knows? But I remember doing research to owners of banks and several businesses. They kind of do run everything. That doesn't make them evil, but
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
kind
It's
of do
it's a
run
little
everything. So
scary.
it's like he's sprinkling in this shit back in the fucking day, and it's still true to this day. And he's like, they are evil, they are the problem. But the way he says it, it sends such a powerful message. Is really, really, really fucked. and you're just like, what, you feel shit you don't want to feel, but you feel it anyway. I feel like what kind of happens, like, even though we don't know this person, like something about what they've done with dreams in the past, maybe while they were alive, whatever the case is, was so powerful that their presence is still there. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That maybe this man, when he touched so many people's dreams, maybe this is really leaping there, but maybe there's some kind of aura or presence that's
He's
still
behind.
alive through us because
Hmm.
of the memory that I have through us sharing it. Now that I've seen the face, you've shared the face with me, I'm going to remember him as that.
Hmm.
And when I have my dream is going to associate that face, whatever it associates it with. But that's kind of how this face is still traveling because that's how he's being remembered as that. He has his own present,
Yeah.
his own history, and we don't even know who the hell he is or what the hell he's done,
Or maybe he's from the future, Maybe he's someone who's going to be important in the future, this man. You imagine how creepy would it be like 100 years from now? There's a guy who goes to runs to become president, and it's that man. How weird
Well,
would that be?
I'll tell you what would be crazier for me, especially after you covered all the stories on people doing the craziest plastic surgery.
Yeah.
This man pops up in the future. It won't be as crazy for me but what would be crazy is finding him in the past. If he ends up being someone who did something important back then, and somehow, some way, someone's found a way to keep him alive or relevant through
Dreams.
humanity's dreams, which would be fucking insane. That would be the insane part, because then it's like, how did you program this image subconsciously into all of these people across the globe?
Yeah.
And then we're going to keep it alive, whether they do or not, because inevitably it's going to get shared. Because you're going to talk to one person, you're going to be like, man, I saw this person in a dream at one point. They're like, no shit, you too? My fucking cousins, sisters, and blah, blah, blah has seen it. And
Well,
then you're going to start sharing it and like, have you seen this?
well,
Like,
here's the crazy thing about this is that from what I've read, I didn't read much, but from what I've read, this man is a person who comes into dreams and helps people in their dreams. He helps people in their dreams. Now, this is going to be a little crazy, okay? It's just my theory, and we're going to end this video with my theory, and we'll pick it up next time. But it's going to be hard to end it here. It's late, though. What if, just hear me out, people. What if this man is actually truly what Jesus Christ looked like?
that would be, huh,
Or one
wouldn't
of
be
the
too insane.
or one of the apostles or something like that.
Wouldn't be
Some
too insane.
What if he is one of those people and he's that's what he looks like? Because
Now,
the
now I
image of
tell you
Jesus
what,
has been
I tell you what,
manipulated.
it will definitely trigger some people. I'll tell you that without a doubt.
If it looks like if
Um,
that's heads up to be him,
yeah, that would definitely. You just saying that is going to trigger people because people have this perception of Jesus Christ being a brunette or blonde with bright blue eyes, which
yeah. No, I don't think
that
so. I don't think people
for
will
the.
get angry by that though.
Well, I mean, it's hard to find a lot of churches nowadays that still don't have that depiction of Jesus, even though
Oh yeah.
it was the Middle East and no one had bright blue eyes and brunette straight hair. So
Yeah. Well,
that stick out like a sore thumb, but
well, you know what? A lot of the subscribers, or a lot of my fans, they don't really get angry by stuff like that.
Oh, well, that's good. That is a pleasant surprise, and I
Well,
appreciate it.
because the videos I make are sometimes very edgy, sometimes a little extreme, and I'll joke about crazy stuff, And I think they're very open-minded, this audience, and they realize that it's just conversation. And it is, well, like you said, he did not have blonde hair and blue eyes. He could very well be this guy who looks bald. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I think the guy, to be honest, looks like somewhat unhuman, like you said. He looks like a hybrid of some sort, which is another conversation we should have very soon. That hybrids, human animal hybrids, are now legal. You can do that now. But we got to end this because it's past 4 in the morning, guys. So for you guys watching, this was filmed past 4 in the morning.
Yeah, I took a goddamn nap. I had a long day swimming and all. A
I
long
haven't
ass
slept
day.
at all, so I gotta go to sleep.
Ah,
But
god damn it.
yeah, I was just working on some stuff.
Yeah, I see you finally covered the story with the ghost picture from Sons of Arkham. I hope I'm
Yes.
saying that right.
Sons of
Because
Arkham pranks.
I always want to say anarchy every time. Every
Yeah.
time I want to say anarchy.
Sons of Arkham pranks. And yeah. Well, well
Well, when you're ready to record again, hopefully it'll be before midnight,
yeah,
because
yeah.
that it's always so late.
Yeah.
Um, Man, we really gotta shadow people. It's too late for me. It's too late for me to talk about shadow people. It's gonna get too dark. It's gonna get too scary. There's nothing that's gonna make me feel safe with that conversation. Not this thing. So it's good that you're
Exactly.
getting off anyway. But we're really gonna have to get that shadow people out of the way because I've done some reading up on it once again, and we're gonna do some reading as we talk about it, kind of
So we're gonna
cross
do a more
reference
in depth
things.
into the shadow people,
Yeah, shadow people is one I feel like we are definitely gonna have to cover and talk about, and then I want to get into some more of the dream stuff,
and then some
and just
UFO. We got to
into
cross
yeah.
over to some UFO
Oh,
stuff
you
because
already know we're gonna go into some alien stuff because it's gonna
that's because
starting with the dreams and what everyone's kind of experience, and then leading into the shit that we see that goes into our dreams because a lot of what we see are dreams. I feel like just to theorize. But, you wanted to end it on your theory, so I'll let that be
no,
a
no. You
cliff.
can go ahead, do yours. Go.
I feel like to an extent, for some cases, not all cases, of course, is that what we will dream about will be based on something we've seen. And subconsciously or consciously, we're processing what we've seen in that dream. And it's kind of like, I feel like in instances where I've been in darkness and, granted, sometimes you're just freaking out because you're scared and you imagine stuff. And when you're not even in the fear mood, I'd say, or in the mood of being afraid of something, you feel like there's a presence. And then next thing you know, you have a dream and you're seeing some horrific fucking thing. Maybe it was something we encountered nighttime, in darkness, outside, in the sky, something.
Yeah. Well,
But
but it's your theory is weird too. I mean, we gotta keep talking about this later on. Maybe tomorrow we'll do it. Maybe tomorrow. Wait, tomorrow Saturday. Maybe tomorrow or Monday. Uh,
I definitely say tomorrow night. There's no reason. Like
okay.
I said, I'm normally up. Tonight was a exception because I was
Yeah, because
more tired than usual.
your theory is cool, but it doesn't explain why we sometimes have dreams and that later come out to become reality.
Oh yeah, I got an entirely different theory for that. Because like I
Okay.
said, it's not I don't think dreams are in any way, shape, or form tied down to any one reason or explanation. I feel like there's hundreds of reasons on why we dream and what our dreams are a result of. You have dreams that are complete bullshit, dreams that are based on emotions, hormones, fear, anxiety, hundreds of reasons on what you dream and what you see in those dreams. I don't think it's ever going to be like this is just a staple reason you dream this specific thing or this is why we dream from birth to death. I just don't believe that because off rip we have regular fucking dreams and we have nightmares. How can there be a reason for two completely different, what I would consider one traumatizing and one not? Nightmares can get so bad that people start taking stay awake pills and get addicted to it because they're so afraid to go to sleep, which I can't imagine it being that bad ever.
So
You know.
just real quickly,
hmm
this man is a monk. I don't see the resemblance between him and a monkey. He looks more like a caveman. So I would say a caveman.
Well, I mean,
Maybe
yeah, because cavemen's
we've
kind
all
of
seen
have the
cavemen, no?
okay, yeah. It all depends on the
Squirrel.
childhood. But the reason I said monkey is because I feel like cavemen kind of have monkey face features as they've drawn them. You know,
Okay.
and what it reminds me of is the evolutionary picture where you have the monkey, and
Yeah.
then it
Okay.
comes up to be the man, and you still have some of the monkey.
We'll talk about that next time.
Oh yeah, bunch of
Guys, make sure to
topics.
like this video. You know, if you like these type of conversations, and leave your thoughts below in the comment section. I read them.
And by all means, please bring up something that you want us to talk about.
Oh, they're
Whatever
doing that
gets the
already.
more. Oh, they already are. Well, let's be coordinated. Whatever gets the most upvotes, we'll put it higher up on the list.
Nice.
Because there's nothing I care more about than a communication that kind of is not only interesting for the two of us to talk about, but something that can correlate into the comic section as well.
Awesome.
So,
So there you
without
go. You guys heard it. Peace.